Hello everybody, thanks for playing World of Tanks, and thanks for taking a look at this World of Tanks video. So this video is actually going to focus on how our team lost this match. I don't want to focus on any particular player's play. If anything, we'll just focus on mine. Otherwise, we will just observe the deployments of the enemy vehicles using the minimap and focus on that. Kind of consider World of Tanks maybe a little bit as a chess match, if you will. I don't know. Just wanted to bring up that analogy there. It kind of seemed to fit with what I'm doing here with this video. Alright, so we have a couple of light tanks pushing forward real fast, a couple of medium tanks out on the wide flanks, one heavy tank up there at the flank at like F5. We have two destroyers that are going to kind of camp down at J4, and that's not necessarily a problem. We have one heavy tank move real quickly to the beach down at J3, and another heavy tank kind of sitting back with the destroyers at J4. And again, that's not necessarily a problem, but usually you do want your heavy tanks kind of holding important positions more forward than that position. We've got some guys pushing quite far forward over around F9. Basically, if the enemy team has anybody back at like B7-ish or up at like B9-ish, as we can see, they have quite a few guys back there. Those guys pushing around the F8-9, E8-9 area are generally speaking going to be pretty exposed to those enemies' shots. Okay, we have one enemy light tank falling back here, so I indicate that I think it's important to shoot that guy while we have shots on that guy, so that's where I head. Looks like maybe somebody tracked him. I take the opportunity to get a shot in. Alright. Chasing this light tank down some more. Okay, so our guys have fallen back over along that 9 column as this light tank pushed forward and that medium tank pushed forward over there at G9. So that's sound. We did take out this light tank here, the batch at 12T. And now I did not properly aim my shot on this medium. So now our guys at like E5 have come upon at least a visible destroyer in that light tank right in there. Fortunately at this point they pulled back. Now we're doing okay. Other than that heavy tank at C4 who went down to the beach, our guys are kind of level along the midline of the map, just on our side of that midline. We were up 4-2, now still up 4-3 as we lost one. Now that medium and that light at E8 are kind of leaning forward. And now at this point, if our team had kind of held ranks, stayed safe from artillery, as you see our T10 there just did not do. If our team had held ranks here, and if anything kind of fallen back, stayed secure, stayed safe from arty, and allowed the enemy vehicles to kind of push into our fortified positions and then focused fire on those enemy vehicles that did, I think it's likely our team would have won this match. As it is, at this point you see our guys do kind of just generally surge forward across the line, east to west, and all of those vehicles, those enemy vehicles at the back, are able to take shots on our guys, kind of focus their fire if they choose to. But basically they all have shots on a few of our guys at a time as our guys push forward over that center line. Again, we can see it was our guys that had pushed forward over the center line. It was their guys, including their guys at the back, that were able to take shots at our guys surging forward. If we had instead held back, just remained patient, remained steady, kind of supported one another, again focused fire on those 1, 2, 3 enemy vehicles that did come forward at a time, I think it is likely that these numbers would have been reversed at this point. And now they are you know, they have twice as many vehicles as we do or something like that. And they're able to basically, you know, go anywhere on the map that they want to, and fight us as they see fit or as it makes sense for them. And there's not a whole lot that we can do. Our guys are kind of spread out here. Not that we're necessarily in terrible positions at this point. I mean, we kind of just are doing what we can do, what makes sense for us. So at this point, basically the enemy team is in mop-up mode, you know, because they can be. Because our guys pushed forward, surged forward. When it was basically even, I mean, we had even had the upper hand right before that, 4-2. But the enemy team now has the upper hand because our guys surged forward when it was basically even. If we had instead held back, insisted that the enemy team push into our positions, we could have instead shot them. We could have, you know, for example, that destroyer we have at J4. It's a Jagd Panther tier 9. Jagd Panzer, I think is what it's called. Anyway, the tier 9 destroyer there. You know, that guy could have had shots as, you know, he has now that the enemy team is mopping us up. If we had kind of drawn the enemy vehicles sort of back towards our spawn side of the map when it was still kind of even, then yeah, all of our guys staying at the back would have had shots at that point in time. Instead, the inverse happened, right? We had guys that surged forward across that midline, and all of the enemy vehicles at the back toward their spawn area had shots on our guys. And it wasn't like we had, you know, 15 guys bum rushing them, or like every single one of our surviving guys bum rushing them all together. That might have been a different story. As we're able to acknowledge, we of course had the 2 artillery toward the back. We had at least a destroyer at the back, maybe more. But there's no way that in this match we could have had all of our guys surge forward at the same time. And so instead it was, you know, something like 3, 4, maybe 5 guys push forward. And every single one of the surviving enemy players at that point had shots on ours. Well, thanks for checking out this World of Tanks video. Thanks for playing World of Tanks.